This is absolutely ridiculous. Does anybody else just wake up randomly in the middle of the night at 2 in the morning and you're wide awake? Yeah, I'm trying to get back into the gym. I'm trying to get back into a regular schedule. And it doesn't really, it doesn't really matter. Like I plan on waking up in a couple hours, but I wake up at, you know, 2 in the morning. It's so awesome. So I can either just sit there and scroll on my X and be wide awake for the next 2 hours and then go to sleep and right when I'm supposed to wake up and then go to work later on too. And it's like, okay, then I guess I'll skip the gym because it's more important for me to have a good day at work than it is to go to the gym at this point. But I decided I'm just gonna go to the gym and I'm gonna make this video. Okay. This video is not a threat from me. I am not threatening anything. This is a warning from what I see myself. Okay. So I'm making it completely clear that if we have social breakdown, I'm going onto the woods. I'm not gonna partake in any of that. Whether it's a civil war, whether it's a revolution, I don't like violence. I don't want any part of violence. I'm basically a pacifist unless I have to defend myself. Now, if I have to defend myself for people I care about, all bets are off, man. All bets are off. The pacifist in me will be gone and it will be brutal. But I hope I don't ever have to experience that in this life. I want that shit to like end. I want things to be good. I want people to have good lives, to be fulfilled in their lives. I think that violence is something that is a last resort. Now, I'm listening to a really good channel called What Ifist, and he breaks down things so great. Check them out. I thought to myself, okay, we have a demographic problem here in America. People aren't having kids, so we're gonna have economic problems. We have an aging population, and in order to pay for old people, you have to have young people in the workforce to pay for the Social Security. The Social Security has been ransacked. Whatever they saved up is gone. So whatever going forward, whatever we pay for Social Security will come out directly out of our pockets. So you're gonna have to rely on the youth, which the population of the youth and the workforce is going to be less than from the baby boomers. And then you can put immigrants. We get immigrants, but you're going to put that burden of these people that the immigrants don't care about on their backs. At the same time, it is so expensive to live here. Yeah, it sounds great. America's a land of prosperity and, freedom and this and that. The truth is, it's extremely hard if you're not rich. If you're rich, it's fine. Like when I say reality sucks, it's because it does suck here in America. If you're poor, if you're working class, if you're middle class, it fucking sucks. There's this illusion where people try to put on to everybody like everything is great. At the same time, you don't know their finances. You don't know how much debt these people are in. You see them have a new car, have a house possibly, and you don't know how much debt they're swimming. You don't know if they're living paycheck to paycheck, and a lot of people are. You don't think so. You just think like, oh, these people have a lot of money. They're well off. They're not. It's fake. There's a lot of fake people here in America. There's a lot of phony people. You know, when you're talking about, you know, conservatives and they say that fast food's not a real job, and these people are have a W-2, right? Like they pay. It's like, yeah, we're gonna have to pay these people a certain amount so they can live, maybe like $25 an hour. Well, guess what? That comes. They have to put that on the customer, raising the prices. So what happens then? It's people stop buying that. They'll start cooking for themselves. So then you'll need less people in these jobs. These people will get fired. And that's a recession. We're about to have a recession, man. That's what's going to happen. The second recession, we're having a second recession. It's probably going to be worse than the last recession. We doubled our debt in the last 10 years from Trump and from Biden. Not just from one side, it's from both sides. And we're never going to be able to pay that back. They think that everything's hunky-dory and just going to be like, oh, it's crazy. So it is extremely hard out here for young people, like extremely hard. And then you have these baby boomers who call them lazy, and they're so out of touch. They're so out of touch with reality. You have these rich people, and especially these leftists, I see, they're so out of touch with reality. I literally can be like, hey, listen, man, I've lived in this state, and this state, 3 different states in the last 6 years. Here's my experience. And they're like, that doesn't matter. Here's some graphs. It's like, do you even live in the real world? How often do you get out? Because like, I live in the real world. You know, I have to go to work, and I've had to go to work. I've had to go to work through the pandemic, which I didn't care. It doesn't matter to me. But a lot of these people don't even live in the real world. That's what I'm trying to say. A lot of these people live in a bubble. These boomers, these rich people, they all live in a bubble. And then these young people, I'm telling you, the only thing that's keeping these young people from uprising against everybody, like just say burn the society down, is pornography. That's the only thing. So I'm an incel now. I'm an incel. I don't even know my body count. That's how many women I've been with. And honestly, if I wanted to, I can get laid if I want to. I really could. I just don't care to anymore. It could be because I'm old. It could be because I'm just past all that. Like, how it is nowadays is women, they only like really care about how much money you make. Seriously. I could put on some fake facade, like a Andrew Tate facade. I don't feel like doing that anymore. I feel like just being myself, and they don't like me. So how I did so well with women is because I was somebody else. I just faked being somebody else. And that works good in short-term relationships. But trying to like, when you're trying to be somebody else to either impress somebody or try to get something for them, it's a manipulation tactic. It is. And yeah, I did extremely well in the dating market for my sexual market value. My sexual market value is probably like a 6, and it might have even been like a 4 because like I was poor, single dad, you know, like this whole idea that's being pushed onto the youth, like, oh, famous, this and that. Not everyone can be famous and rich, man. In order for people to be rich, you have to have poor people. If everyone was rich, and then it just wouldn't work. It can't happen. So you have all of these people just trying to get by. Like, these people aren't thinking about, these kids aren't thinking about their future. They're not thinking about, oh, retire. I didn't think about it either. You know, like, when I was raising my kids by myself, no help from the state, no child support, I don't care about, like, what happens when I'm 70. All I cared about was making sure that my kids and me had enough to eat and my bills were paid. That's all I fucking cared about. I didn't have extra money. You think that the youth has extra money? They don't. They're just trying to get by. And then that's what I'm saying is, like, there's this animosity building up. And to top it off is, like, women nowadays are becoming more and more entitled. It's a snowball effect, because, like, their egos are getting propped up by men because they give them so much attention on social media or dating sites or whatever. So they think that, like, their value is way more than it really is. So of course, if you think that your value is more than it really is because you have, like, endless messages coming towards you, endless notifications, yeah, you're gonna sit here and be like, well, looks like I'm gonna have to be superficial. Well, he's got to be over 6 foot tall now. And if she didn't have all this attention, then she might not be so have high standards. These standards are unrealistic because of all of these simps that are just giving them attention, like these groupies. So they're gonna want more. You know, it's like, okay, I'm on Facebook dating, and what I do is I don't swipe on anybody. Okay, I don't swipe. I just put my profile out there because it's more of like an experiment. I don't give a fuck about dating anybody. Like, it would be nice to have a partner, but it just seems like that's not gonna happen, which for me, I don't deserve it because I was a degenerate. But a lot of the youth, they do deserve to have a good future. They aren't degenerates. And it is stacked up against you. It is. But anyway, okay, so I was talking to this woman last night, and this is the same thing. This is the same thing with every woman I talk to. It's like they're NPCs. What do you do for work? It's like the second thing they ask. You know, they might ask me, because I don't message any women first either, and I put it right on there. So if they swipe on me, and you know, I'm attracted to them somewhat, and mind you, my standards are extremely low. Just don't be fat, pretty much. And I'm not gonna raise anybody else's kids. So I don't mind dating a woman 10 years older than me. Don't mind it. But so when I talk to these women, because they message me, they always ask me what I do for work. And I understand, like, they want to make sure that I'm not a bum or whatever. But what this means is they look at me like I'm a plow horse, or I'm potential long term. Because if I was, you know, like Andrew Tate or whatever, they don't give a shit about what I do for work. They might ask me or whatever, but it's like, I can make bullshit up. You know how easy it is for me just to make bullshit up? Like, seriously, I can just make up anything. All I have to do is just, like, research one subject and seem like I'm knowledgeable in it, like just the general knowledge in it, and say, like, that's my career. They wouldn't fucking know any different. And then when it comes to like my car or anything like that, like if I meet up for a woman, all I have to do is just dress, you know, somewhat presentable, and then just take an Uber. And if she asks, like, why'd you take an Uber? I'll be like, well, I was gonna have a couple of drinks, and I don't like to drink and drive. That's all you gotta do. That's like all I have to do. That's it. And then if like literally, if I was, and then I can just buy a hotel. That's it. Oh, you know, get a hotel or something. Like, you know, they don't have to worry about anything. Like, don't ever have to bring a woman back to where I live. Yes, it's expensive, but like, it's really not that hard to get laid. Really not. You spend like what? I don't know, a couple $100, and these women put out really easy, really quickly. They really do. I've had women when I was dating, they didn't even know me, man. They didn't even know me. 15 minutes, they were slobbing my knob. They didn't even fucking know me. They didn't ask if I have HIV or anything. And it's not like this was only like one time, or I was only talking to like the lowest of the low women, like, oh, trailer trash, whatever. Like, I'm talking to like kind of like respectable women that, well, they perceive themselves. But it's just like, dude, you don't even know if I have HIV, and like, you are doing that? That's crazy. You're putting yourself at extreme risk, not thinking. And that's what I'm saying. A lot of these women who advocate for all these abortions, it's like, why are you just being, do you not like care at all? Like, you not care about STDs, you don't care about HIV, you don't care about herpes or hepatitis B or anything like that. You just don't care. It's just crazy, man. It's crazy. Well, anyway, what I'm trying to say is, and if you watched my videos yesterday, I'm literally channeling the youth. I'm literally channeling what they're saying, what they feel. Whether people want to believe it or not, you call me incel all you want, I don't care. Go ahead, call me incel. When you put your, I have thick skin, especially on the internet. I got thick skin. I thought that the youth would vote in euthanasia for people who are dependent on the government, but I'm not even sure we're going to get to that point. I think that there's going to be social breakdown, because these kids are just going to say fuck it. The youth are just going to say fuck it. Not only does this society hate men, they push this hate on men, especially white men, like we did anything wrong, like we've had slaves or something, or like we partaked in Jim Crow laws. Like it's like we were just born here, man, and like you have all this hate towards me, and then you want me to become a slave or something, like, and that's supposed to make up for something that you never even experienced. So you're having that, and then you're having these women who have these unrealistic standards that are being perpetuated by thirsty men. And like I said, I can't blame women for being annoyed with men either. But it's like there's this resentment building. There's this tension. And not only is the youth, especially with men, they ain't getting laid, the women aren't giving them a chance, they are being raised with I'm trying to think of the word, no empathy. Kids are looked at as a social status. They're not even looked at as human. They're looked at as like a thing almost. It's just like, here, go play your video games and get away from me. You know, it's just screen time. And then you wonder why these kids are being raised how they are. Let me tell you something right now. From the information we know about that shooter, okay, he was registered Republican. You want to say he was MAGA? Go ahead. I guess he's a Trump supporter that hated Trump and wanted to try to kill him. Whatever. That's what the left tries to paint. I don't think there's enough information out, but look at that. Look at that. Not only with the mass shootings from the youth, not only This is what I'm saying. They don't give a fuck. So you rich people, you boomers, who think like we're just gonna continue, and I'm not threatening myself. I'm just warning you. I'm just letting you know. I'm not gonna partake in anything. Look at the French Revolution. Look at the Haitian Revolution. Look at those things. The Haitian Revolution was extremely brutal. Not only did they go in there and kill the French slave owners, but they massacred their whole family. And if you think that that can't happen here, you are sadly mistaken, man. You are sadly mistaken. The police, if there's big enough groups, the military, if there's big enough groups, they can't control nothing. If you have big enough mobs, they can't do nothing. And it's not even big mobs. It could just be like groups of 10 people just going around, just doing whatever. Like, it's gonna get bad. What you have these rich people who don't live in reality, and they're telling people, these youth, like, you're fine, everything's great, because they don't know. They literally don't know. Either they've never been through any type of struggle, or they're just completely out of touch. You got people like Kamala Harris, who's out here saying like, well, I used to be in fast food, blah blah blah. That's cool. What 50 years ago, man? 40 years ago? And how long have you been in luxury? You know, there's a thing called you forget where you came from, okay? And to try to relate, like Oprah Winfrey is over here like trying to relate to people who are poor. Like, dude, yeah, you were struggled, what, 80 years ago? But you're worth billions of dollars? You know, I've seen Alyssa Milano sitting here talking shit about X. Like, oh, Trump spent 40 billion on X. He could have donated to this organization, and there would be no world hunger. It's like, why don't all you rich motherfuckers, all you wealthy Hollywood elites, put all your money together? I'm sure if you put all your money together, that would be way more than 40 billion. But no, they want to keep all their wealth. They want to keep all their wealth. And what I'm trying to say is, like, these people are completely out of touch with reality. They're fucking hypocrites. And the youth is going to rise up. And at some point, if things don't change, if these people don't wake, I wish I had a bigger voice. If these people don't wake up and try to figure out a way to not just give money to the youth, but there's no carrot. When you're on a treadmill and there's no reason to be on the treadmill, because it doesn't matter if you lose the weight either way, why the fuck are you gonna be on it? I'm dead serious when I say I wish I can just, I'm not gonna ever hurt myself. I'm never gonna take myself out. But what I'm saying is, I wish I could fast forward the next 40 years of my life and just be done with it. Like, if this is gonna be my life in the next 40 years, I want it fast forward as fast as possible and just being over with. If I am feeling that, how the fuck do you think that 20 or 25-year-olds are feeling right now? There's no prospect of women. Women don't give a fuck about them. And I'm telling you, the resentment of the youth, of young men, not only gonna take it out on the rich people, the boomers, but they're also gonna take it out on women too. So, like, this is a building problem. It is festering. The resentment, and you're gonna see women even acting out more so towards men, being even more hostile. It's just gonna keep growing until we go through pain and suffering. Until we go through, and when I'm talking about pain and suffering, I'm talking about economic pain and suffering, where actually people wake up and realize, holy fuck, this is all facade, this is all fake, this is all bullshit, this is fucking bad. until the normal people wake up and realize that shit, at some point there's going to become a breaking point where people just, especially the youth, young fucking men, they're going to say, fuck it. But they're going to try to send these youths to war. That's what they're going to try to do. Our government's going to have the audacity to try to send these kids to war. And you think that's going to work out well? You think they're not going to go to fucking war? Are you fucking kidding me? Who the fuck wants to go to Ukraine and die on the fucking front lines for fucking fat obese women who fucking hate you? Fuck you. It's like, fuck, you go to war, you fucking bitch. You're going to vote me to go to war and you can't go to war? Fuck you. And I was like, I said, Russia, like Russia said they're gonna let people become citizens there. Like I can just go there and become a citizen. Well, I know what would happen. Like my free speech is gone for sure, which is evaporating here quickly. But you're gonna send me on the front lines. That's what's gonna happen. And honestly, like that sounds more appealing to fight on the front lines for Russia. I'm not a Russian agent. I'm not for, like, their women are actually fucking petite and are decent. They're good looking and they look respectable. They don't dress like fucking whores. They're not out. They might be whoring themselves. I don't know, but I think they have more respect for themselves and being promiscuous than fucking American women. You think that these men are going to fucking go to battle and fight for this country, for these obese, toxic women? Like seriously, you got another thing coming. And when I'm not threatening. Please, I'm not threatening. But they're coming after you politicians too, man. You're in there too, man. Like seriously, you think that J6 was such a horrible thing? Like. These kids don't give a fuck. I'm telling you, these kids don't fucking care. And the only thing that's keeping them docile is pretty much pornography. You take away that, they will, like, it's over, game over. Like, they just won't give a fuck at all anymore. There's nothing stopping them because they have no fucking future. That's how they feel. They feel like they have no fucking future. They're never gonna be able to buy a house. They're never gonna be able to get married. They're never gonna be able to have kids. And it's like, I don't give a fuck. I don't fucking care. Let's fuck shit up. Let's burn this bitch down. Serious. I'm being dead fucking serious. Again, not advocating. I'm just telling. It's a fucking warning, dude. That's all this is, man. So, I hope people fucking wake up and realize what the fuck's happening. Call me an incel. Call me fucking names. I don't care. I can get laid all I want if I fucking tried. There is resentment in me too. But it's so docile compared to what's in the youth right now. And they are fucking pissed. Like these fucking kids, these young men are fucking pissed. They might not show it, but look at their fucking faces. Look at their fucking faces. They don't give a fuck.